Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's definitely been a while. Really missed you all, and before we jump right into the video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. You can always take your like back if there is something you don't like whilst watching the video, so you're not losing anything. I'm really excited for this video today because we're going to be talking about a really good collection, and unfortunately it doesn't really happen often when we talk about really good collections. I genuinely feel that there is a bit of a weird thing going on with fashion discussion in general, because the collections that are really good, just genuinely good collection, nothing like ridiculously strange like Balenciaga likes doing, or nothing mediocre or even just plainly bad like Maria Grazia likes doing a Dior or Chanel's recent collections. Those are the things that attract people's attention, whereas collections that are genuinely just like good, you cannot say much criticism about it. They don't attract that much of a publicity, and I feel like this collection, Fendi 2021, passed by without people talking much about it, but I think that it deserves a lot more attention that it got. It's a very special one, particularly because the solo reign of Sylvia Fendi, which hasn't been long, it's been like just a couple years since Karl Lagerfeld's death, but these couple years of her solo reign are over anyway, because Kim Jones is coming to Fendi to design womenswear and fur collections. So this collection is particularly interesting because it is paying tribute to all-time Fendi classics, but also introduces some new topics. And what I noticed with the things designed by Sylvia herself is that her collections are very personal. They're based on personal experiences. For example, 2019 collection, Safari Garden Mix collection, was inspired by the friend of her family who spent his early years in Ethiopia. So Safari part comes from that, but then gardening part comes from Sylvia Fendi herself being really a gardening girl. Sylvia's collections are very much based on family, because Fendi is family-run business, and when Karl was there, he was bringing, like strangest perspective to their collections, but at that moment when, unfortunately, Karl Lagerfeld passed away, Sylvia got left there with nothing but her own views, and I feel like those past couple collections were just a retrospective and rethinking of the brand and brand identity, and it was good. It was interesting. So let's finally get into collection and take a look at the couple looks and discuss them. So let's start with the atmosphere of collection itself. The place that collection was shown in is just fascinating, with airy curtains, and I think those were projections of window, like window shadow on the curtains and on the floor, and it just looks so beautiful. I loved everything about it. I loved music, I loved how it looked. It's very minimalistic yet chic, but the whole collection actually revolves around Sylvia's experience of isolation and quarantine. And first couple looks feature very interesting print. So we see dresses, blouses and shirts that are featuring window shadow print. Interestingly enough, the photo was actually taken by Sylvia herself and then turned into print. And I do really love the colors. The mix of brownish and bluish colors is just fascinating, and also sheer is very classic textile to use for Fendi. Talking about fabrics used in this show, all of them are very airy and cozy and homey. She mostly used linen, silk, sheer, really something that you can find at home. And also there were plenty of tablecloth like textile, which is actually a tribute to Karl, because that's something that he really liked. After this beautiful printed looks with the window print. We can see a chain of white looks. So look number 7, we have knitted Fendi bucket hat and we have knitted socks. It's kind of tablecloth material that I was talking about that Carl loved using in the collections. And actually the whole collection vibe from these white looks really reminds me Fendi 2010 collection. Just maybe it's because of colors. It is followed by more sheer and knitted tank top and shorts underneath, and I absolutely love this little tiny lace bag, and just the whole look looks like a very cozy one. You know, it's obviously not something you would wear to go out. It looks more of boudoir style collection, which also reminds me of another collection of Fendi in boudoir style. Was it previous one? Yeah, it was from boardroom to boudoir collection. Sylvia is very persistent with what she does, and it is not necessarily bad like Maria Grazia for Dior. It is interesting. She's rethinking garments and trying to introduce something new while keeping the identity of the brand, and that's why I think Fendi is really good at what she's doing. Look 11 really reminds me of this look from a Japanese brand, and what can be more work from home like than this look? I cannot imagine. And I also like these high bags, very reminiscent of gardening collection, and generally I feel like Sylvia is really mainly referencing herself in this collection, just because it is the last collection before Kim Jones comes to brand. Look 24 features Bermuda shorts, and what is interesting about those particular shorts is that it looks like lace, right? No, wrong, it is not lace, it is shaved mink, and if you zoom in you can see the hair, like shaved mink hair, and as pretty as it looks, and it's great illusion, but again, just I don't think that we need actual mink in 2021. Thank you. I think we better skip on that. Also, throughout the whole collection, we see socks being worn with sandals, also very homey look as how the collection suggests. Despite being very light and airy, the collection still features some bright colors, for example, pink gloves and pink shoes. And then look 31 with blue dress over orange bodycon. I do really like it. I think it just looks great, but I don't really get what she has on her belt. It looks either like sanitizer or AirPods, but let me know down in the comments what do you think it is. Is it sanitizer or AirPods or none of that? Possibly. And considering that the whole collection is dedicated to quarantine and pandemic and post-pandemic life, I think that the use of gloves in the collection was also very intentional. And also there were a couple of tailored silhouettes that remind us about the history and just heritage of Prada. And what I'm actually surprised about is that there was no monogram suits. Like, it's a staple piece for Fendi and just signature of a brand, but there were none of them in this collection, which is curious. And the whole idea of retrospective and reflection is highlighted by the fact that Sylvia invited supermodels of the past such as Karen Ausen, Mark Wanderloo, and let's talk about the general impression from the collection. It was just a perfect retrospective on what Sylvia was doing the years after Carl, and also a great nostalgic retrospective into some of the Carl's achievements. Overall, it really gives me the sense that we got from Prada collection. Remember before Raf Simons joining Prada, she had beautiful monochrome collection with just Prada staples. And I feel that's what Sylvia was trying to do with this collection. She used traditional for the brand sheer, tablecloth, peekaboo bags, baguette bags. You know what I really enjoyed about this collection is that there was not much of a logo. Logo was present on bucket hats and socks and bags, but overall it was not much of monogram on the clothes itself. Actually, no monogram on the clothes. And I think that's a great achievement for Sylvia for stepping away from logomania and concentrating more on designs. And you know, I do get these questions from times to times, especially from people who just got into fashion. Like, how do you understand that this is a good collection, this is bad collection? And personally for me, main criteria are when designer stays true to the identity and the brand but is not boring, is still doing something new, and that's precisely what this collection is. And compared to, I hate repeating it all the time, but Maria Grazia's Dior, which is just boring all the time, it's same thing. And compared to, let's say, Matthew Williams' Givenchy, which is all new but is not about the brand in any way. Sylvia is just doing really good job in keeping Fendi interesting, and I think that's a paradox that when collections are good, they are not that interesting for the public because we're just so used to like sensationalism, especially with Demna and his take on fashion. And I'm really excited to see Kim Jones taking over Fendi's womenswear because we can see that as Sylvia is very personal in her collections, but having stranger at the brand really can be, you know, just a breath of fresh air for the design. So that was pretty much it for today. Let me know what you think about the collection down below in the comment box, and see you in the next one. Bye.